Hi, here we are with the argument of definition essay, our second essay of the semester. The argument of definition essay is to be a minimum of 1,500 words, which you present and support an argument of definition as defined in Everything's an Argument, Chapter 9. So one of the first things you need to do, of course, is go to Chapter 9 and please read it. Your essay must cite a minimum of 6 outside sources, 5 of which originate in print or have print analogs. As I've said before, this means these are books, newspapers, magazines, journals, government reports, anything that appeared in print. It doesn't matter how you actually got it. If it came on the web, that's fine. Okay, but if it is only on the web, that doesn't count towards this. Okay, that's an important distinction to make. These sources must be presented in correct MLA fashion with both parenthetical in-text documentation and a works cited page. Dictionaries, encyclopedias, and other general reference works do not count as sources. However, of course, you may use them, and in fact, as you can well imagine, a lot of students do like to use dictionaries or encyclopedias as a starting point for their definitions, although seldom is it enough. In addition, you must have at least 2 notes done in MLA format. Now, you want to investigate this by going to the MLA website, which is found on our Canvas under Modules, go to Web Links, and then MLA Style. Okay, there's a specific MLA Style option. Click on that, and then you'll get to a page. You have to go down because it's one of another number of options where you look up footnotes and endnotes. Okay? Now, the topic will be a topic of your own choosing, but just as a reminder, there are off-limit topics: abortion, death penalty, child abuse, and religion. We don't really do those, okay? Certainly, there are many other topics to choose from. You must also provide a word count of your essay at the end of your text. Do not include the name block, works cited, or table or figure, if you happen to have one, in your word count. You are to submit a proposal on Canvas by Monday, March 23rd, 11:59 p.m. The proposal should be written as described in Chapter 9, page 217. This time, we will use the Tolman model. So include claim, reasons, warrants. Okay, so you're going to have to look up Tolman in Chapter 7. In addition to what is described there, I want you to include 3 sources in an annotated bibliography, which means including an MLA entry and a paragraph of description and evaluation of each source. Check out the sample proposal in the definition module. And in fact, one of the things you'll see is there's a lesson about Tolman as well. You should definitely check that out. I will be creating work groups in which you will submit a rough draft by Wednesday, April the 8th, 11:59 p.m. Now that sounds like a long ways away, right? It's almost a full month. But don't forget, you have a spring break, and most students don't really want to do too much schoolwork over spring break. So kind of keep that in mind. If you do want to do it, that's fine, that's great. But just keep that in mind. This draft should be as full and complete as possible, meeting all minimum standards required for the assignment. The more work you put into the draft, the better your final draft will be. Okay? Based on previous experience, I can tell you that the difference in the grades of essays that have been peer edited and those that have not is striking. Okay? Be sure to consult the out-of-class essay guidelines and the MLA handout so that you avoid errors in presentation and style. The peer editing is to be done by Friday, April 10th, 11:59 p.m. Then you'll have the weekend to revise and polish the essay and turn in the final draft on Monday, April the 13th, 11:59 p.m. No late essays will be accepted without a verifiable medical or legal excuse. Okay? So the minimum requirements for this assignment: at least 1,500 words, at least 6 sources, all cited in the paper. At least 5 of those sources originate in print or a print analog. But what it doesn't say is you don't have to have any scholarly work. Now, it's certainly not prohibited. You can use scholarly work if you so wish. Okay, but on the definition paper, we're a little more open on some things. And while scholarly sources are certainly nice, they're not part of the minimum requirements on this assignment. Now, you always may have more than the minimum. 6 is the minimum. If you have 10, that's great. Wonderful. You need to have at least 2 notes as per MLA format. And again, we have the link on the Canvas for you to do that, to show you how to do that, I should say. And the MLA documentation for both in-text and works cited page. Okay, that's something to always, of course, have correct. So this is our next paper, the argument and definition. The first thing I recommend you do is to read chapter 9 in Everything's an Argument, and you can see what they mean by how important the definitions of many key terms are, because there are a lot of words that are, quite frankly, arguable. Take care.